Hey guys, I am back with another recipe, stuffed catfish and more. I have some fillets here, some buttermilk. I'm going to start by pouring that buttermilk all over my fillets. Okay, we need every fillet soaked in buttermilk. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this in some saran wrap. And this is going to sit in the fridge for approximately an hour or until I'm completed the next task for this recipe. Okay, I'm going to start off with some cream cheese at room temperature in a bowl. Next, with some spinach. I have baby spinach. It doesn't have to be baby. Some mild cheddar cheese, approximately a half of a cup, some onion powder for taste and seasoning, along with some garlic powder. Okay, make sure you use some glove for this next step because it can get a bit messy. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this all together because this is going to be the ingredients for my stuffing of that stuffed catfish. Next, I'm going to go ahead with my fish fry. I'm going to get a nice container so that when I do put my fish in, I have enough room for it. Okay, so with my fish fry, I'm going to go ahead and season my fish fry and not my fish. So I'm going to season it with some Creole Tony seasoning, some Old Bay seasoning, some onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and parsley. I'm going to make sure that is mixed really well. I don't want to season my fish because I don't want my fish to be salty. So the fish fry, seasoning the fish fry is better. Then I have those soaked buttermilk catfish going into that fish fry. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to lay each of those fillets on this board because next we're going to start the stuffing process, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get that cream cheese and spinach that I had, and I'm going to start to spread that out over two pieces of fish and take the other fish with some toothpicks on top, and I'm going to make sure these are stuck together. Make sure that none of that cream cheese is sticking out because it will come out and it will ruin your vegetable oil or whatever oil you're going to fry in. If need be, go ahead and throw some more fish fry on top of that fish, okay? Make sure it's nice and battered. You see that? That is really nice, guys. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start with my vegetable oil and a nice steep pot to make sure that we have some good deep fried fish. Now my vegetable oil is, I'm pouring it in now, but it's almost ready, good and hot. And once it's good and hot, I'm going to go ahead and lay those fish in there. Yes, nice and hot fish, nice and hot oil. I'm sorry. Look at that. Next, I'm going to start on my next recipe, which is my asparagus spears. Just going to go ahead and chop those up to the midsection. And this is going to go into a skillet or syrup pan, whichever you like, with some extra virgin olive oil. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little salt on those, along with some black pepper. I'm also going to use some crushed red pepper flakes just to give it a little spice. I like a little spice in just about everything. I'm also going to use 1 tablespoon of butter. And lastly, for this recipe, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Sorry. Minced garlic is always good for asparagus. Look at that. Next, I'm going to start on my corn on the cob. So I have some corn on the cob that I'm going to boil in a pot. I'm also going to add some buttermilk to this, approximately 1 cup of buttermilk. And while this is cooking down, I am going to start on a nice butter garlic sauce for this corn on the cob. So with a half a stick of butter, I'm also going to use 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, some of that slap your mama Cajun seasoning. Gotta have that. This is going to give it the seasoning that you are looking for. Some parsley flakes. We're also going to need, for a little bit of spice, some cayenne pepper. As you can tell, I like a little spice on everything. Lastly, some green onion. I have taken those corn on the cobs out of the pot that it was boiling in, and I have it in a pan. Now I'm going to go ahead and spread this butter sauce that I've made onto this corn on the cob. Every bit needs to just drip and drizzle. Look at that. That is beautiful. Lastly, for this corn on the cob recipe, I have some shredded Parmesan cheese that I'm going to sprinkle over the top of this. And this is going to go into the oven for about 10 or 15 minutes on 350 degrees, just to give that cheese, that Parmesan cheese, a chance to just melt just a bit. Lastly, I'm going to do my famous mashed potatoes. I have about 4 russet potatoes here. I let them boil down. Now that they've boiled down, I have my potato masher, mashing them down, making sure that every single potato is really soft and just, to my expectations. Next, I'm going to put in 1/2 of cup of milk, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1/2 cup of that mild cheddar cheese, 1 tablespoon of sour cream, some salt for taste. Of course, we have to have salt and potatoes. Of course, some pepper. And lastly, I'm going to put some green onion in just to top it off. And if you're watching my salmon and shrimp video, this is the same recipe for those potatoes. And guys, this is it. This is the recipe for my stuffed catfish and more. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Please, please, please like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Enjoy. Bye.